the stream. I'm going to be your caster today, Bolt Strike, and as the title says, this is going to be the first tournament or bracket game that UW Madison Cardinal will be playing in the ISU Spring Smite Invitational. And this game is going to be up against West Virginia University. Um, Both of these teams made it past the group stage with flying colors. Um, with both had very good records. If I recall correctly, UW Madison Cardinal came out with a record of 6-1, whereas West Virginia University came out with a record of 7-0. So both of these schools have a very solid track record going into this. They have yet to play each other though, so it should be a pretty interesting game, and it should be starting up shortly as the game is meant to start at 7. So, yep, thank you so much for joining me, and hopefully we'll be getting into the action pretty soon. Let me open up that real quick. There we go. Now everything should be set up and good to go. So, let's see if we're going to get a match lobby anytime soon. If he says get hype, I am hyped. Everyone should be. This is going to be a very exciting game. I know that UW Madison Cardinal has been practicing a lot for this game here, so I'm very excited to see how they do. I'm also interested to see. I know that the mid laner collision has been talking about some new builds, so I'm very interested to see if he pulls out any of those today. It looks like we are getting into a match lobby, so let's hit that spectate button and yeah. Alright, it was just Smite, and we should be getting in there shortly. I know that my audio settings are also probably a little low on music, so I'm going to mess with that real quick. Time to clap. Here's hoping. Again, not promising an unbiased commentary. I definitely do want to see UW Madison Cardinal come out on top, but I would say outside of one game, this is probably their toughest matchup yet. So it should be pretty exciting to see. I'm hoping we will get a game 3 out of the set, or at least a 2-0 in Madison's favor, obviously. But I don't think it will be quite that easy going by West Virginia University's track record coming into this game. So yeah, definitely should be exciting. Right. Also, for game 2, I might be getting a co-caster to join me, so also if you guys stick around, you can look forward to that. But for game 1, it will just be me, so yeah, should be a good time. I do want to make sure that I do actually get into the game when they do load in, because last time I ended up being caught in the spectator mode for a while or waiting to spectate, and there were some issues getting into the actual game. So I want to be ready to reset so we can have as little delay as possible. So gonna be watching for pings to see if that happens. So, yeah. Alright. Or he's just sending a few Discord messages here and there. Ooh, I got a nice username. Thank you, buddy35. Nice username yourself. Fancy seeing you here. Um, alright. I just messaged them asking to make sure I get a message when they're in. Okay, right now it appears that they're just waiting on one of the players from West Virginia University, but hopefully they should load in soon, and then we'll be underway. Yeah, thank you so much for everyone showing up. Roselia 36 would be cooler. I'm not gonna lie, Buddy 35, you kind of let the ball drop on that one. But yeah, again, I'm very interested to see what picks we're going to see here. I am expecting to see some of the same prioritization that Madison has had in the past in terms of bans. If they don't have first pick, I'm expecting to see a Set and Cuckoo ban out of them. West Virginia University, I don't know exactly what to expect, but for this first game, I'm betting we're going to see all the standard bans of, like, Persephone, Yamoja, possibly Dance Brew, and then Cuckoo Set, and maybe a Nemesis for, like, the first six, something along those lines. But you will see which way they decide to go. And I should be getting a notification when they do start, so we can make sure we got it. Let's see. Does unfortunately seem like there are still a few issues, so again, I'm so sorry for the wait. Hopefully we will be underway shortly, but just getting everyone together and into the game can sometimes take a while, especially with Smite servers and internet sometimes being funky. So thank you guys for your patience. I see we got Eugene in chat now. Let's go indeed. Hopefully, we will be getting here quickly. As to Buddy 35, presuming you are asking me, I will sadly not be playing in this game. I am instead spectating. I'm sorry if that was miscommunicated when I sent that chat message in the Discord saying we were streaming. But who is Eugene? That is a great question, Venom. If only we knew. I have some suspicions, but alright. It now looks like we have hit 10 minutes on the spectating waiting queue. Lovely. Again, so apologies for the delay. To my understanding, someone is just struggling to get connected right now on West Virginia's team. So again, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be getting in here soon. But yeah. All right. It appears like right now there is still one last, or there West Virginia is trying to still contact their player and might hack their sub, which is unfortunate. And so I hope they do manage to get in touch with that player. But it, yeah, I kind of assumed clutching it was rocking with UW Madison, but respect to West Virginia for also showing up. Glad to have you guys here. It should very much be an exciting stream and exciting games. But yeah, here's hoping that you can, in fact, get that player online, so we don't have to have a sub. But we'll see. Ooh, it seems like we have multiple people from West Virginia in the house here. Exciting. Well, as I said earlier, I will try my best to not be biased, but as I am from Madison, I definitely will have a bit of a bias towards their team, but I will try and hype up your players as well. If I see a good play, I will call it. So, yeah, should be exciting. Flashing top party schools indeed. Big respect to both schools. Whoever wins this is the real party school. I don't know. Can we make that claim? If so, there's a lot at stake for this game. So, for whatever reason, I don't believe Eugene saying West Virginia in the house. Oh no, we have controller boy problems. So, Collision, plays on Xbox, if I recall correctly. He plays Smite, so I am assuming that means that Collision on UW Madison Cardinal is now having issues. So, hopefully everything should be getting sorted out. But it looks like West Virginia's got their player, so that is good to see. Oh, and we are in the match. All right, here we go. Um, as I said earlier, I am Boltstrike. I will be casting today, and this is going to be the match between UW Cardinal Madison and West Virginia University for the first round of the bracket stage of the ISU Smite Spring Invitational. We see Order Side is going to be going to West Virginia University for this one, and we see a first ban of Scylla from them, matched by a first ban of Kukling from UW-Madison. These are both pretty standard bans coming from both sides, so being one of the premier mid laners right now, being able to really get off huge burst damage and abuse a lot of different setup from other gods with that Iron Monster and Crush, also benefiting a lot from the power from Rod Tahuti having percent penetration, and Kukling being an absolute beast right now in solo lane, being able to pretty much outbully or outbox anyone in the lane except maybe Guan Yu. We see the Morgan band out next. Morgan is a less common band, but is still very powerful right now, particularly when matched with Nuwa, as she's able to take advantage of any player that's ahead and deal a ton of damage off of that. Able to have a stealth get in and out of situations very fast and having a nice stun as well as an increasing damage ability. We see Giannis banned out from UW-Madison. Giannis is, again, another great mid laner right now, being able to ult through. And then we see the Nemesis and the blast ban on Khepri. We see Set left through, and as expected, Set would be first picked here. That's a little surprising that UW-Madison let Set through. Set is one of the best, if not the best, jungler right now by far, having massive sustain off of his ultimate and being able to really abuse Bumba's Hammer right now with the fact that it procs off of every cast of his too, which he gets a lot of as a result of said ultimate. You see Danzaburu and Guan Yu picked up for UW-Madison Cardinal. Danzaburu, again, one of the better hunters right now, and Guan Yu, probably the best solo laner outside of Kufling, offering massive sustain with his one, as well as being able to offer a large stun, as well as just good sustained damage. We see Apollo picked up in response for the carry lane of West Virginia University, and then Ra for their mid laner. Apollo has been very solid this season, being able to really abuse the wide map with his worldwide ultimate, and also being able to benefit a lot from the current builds. Past the ADCs are taking, being a Transcendence build with Leather Cowl. Ra's also, although less solid than he was end of Season 7, still a very good pick, being able to offer a lot with his 3, giving healing and sustain, and then being able to use his ult off of setup, such as Apollo's ult's knockup, to confirm a lot of damage. And then we see Persephone picked up for the mid lane of UW-Madison. Persephone, again, a very threatening mid laner, being able to set up gardens of plants and deal massive burst damage, as well as offering a lot of utility through her ultimate, being able to lock down the enemy team as well as do a lot of damage and being able to burn beads very easily. So, thus far, I'd say the most surprising thing we've seen in the draft is Set getting through, as he has been an absolute monster thus far, and the changes to him that nerf him are not going through till next patch. We see that Sobek and Nezha are banned out on the side of UW-Madison. I think they are banning out supports here and fearing the Nezha support, or maybe they might think it's going to be a set solo or something, whereas we see instead junglers being banned out on the side of West Virginia University, being Tsukiyomi and Erlang Shen. However, so Tsukiyomi, I'd say, Tsukiyomi and Nemesis are probably the best two junglers, excluding Zet, so both of those are off the table. We see Ganesh go the way of UW-Madison. Gator One Away is pretty well known for his Ganesh pick, and you see the Terra locked in as well. Terra's a little interesting to me, as Ganesh kind of plays well into Terra, being able to not get caught up in those walls, also being able to lock her down, but Terra does not get knocked up by Ganesh Pulse, so I guess there's that. And then we see Ratatosker picked up as well, probably for the solo lane of West Virginia, if I had to guess. If it is Rat solo and Set jungle, which I would tend to expect, even though both can flex into either options, Set is a bit of a more risky solo laner, lacking the early sustain that Guan Yu has, or the early tankiness. But towards late game, both having a stun as well as a knockup and being able to do good damage, as well as having huge proc shreds with his flurry and getting 2 flurry charges from the Acorn. He's a very useful solo pick. We see Hunbot's being hovered for the jungle pick for UW-Madison, and it is locked in. Hunbot's still being very good this season, being able to offer a lot off of his ultimate, Fear No Evil, and just having good damage all around, and being able to take advantage of Bumba's hammer pretty well. Those looks like the picks we will be seeing, and if I had to guess, I'm going to say right now that on the side of West Virginia University, even though Terra can flex into Terra, Rat, and Set can all flex into solo, I would tend to bet on seeing a Terra support here, a Rat solo, and a Set jungle. In terms of whose team comp I like better, I say both of the teams have pretty good sustain through Ra and Terra on West Virginia side, as well as Guan Yu, and as well as Danzaburo and Persephone having their own self-sustain. I definitely think UW-Madison will have to pick up anti-heal into this matchup, as the healing from Set, Ra, and Terra is all very terrifying. I'd say the scariest thing from West Virginia's draft here is they have 2 global ultimates, both of which have a knockup to set up in, which can also proc Terra's ultimate pretty easily, and it sets up into Ra's ultimate very nicely. So that is a little scary for UW-Madison to go against. Looks like we were already getting into the game, actually. I thought it would have been a longer delay, but here we go. Alright, let me name the teams real quick. If I could type, that is. And the game state is currently 0-0. This is a best of 3, by the way, and yeah, we should be good to go. Let me reorder real quick as well. Again, operating off the assumption that Rat is solo lane. And yeah, we'll see. And that. Okay, here we go. We're also going to be playing on the are spectating on the map that has the reduced heights, it does look a little bit wonky, but that was what they were currently using in the SDC. So it's what we're going to be rocking with today. Hopefully at some point we'll get a better spectator mode. I'm interested to see who will get early pressure here. I tend to think that in duo lane, I like Madison's comp a little bit more, particularly that, here, sorry, let me get the health bars on. Particularly that Danzaburu and Ganesh have a lot of early clear, compared to Apollo Terra. Although Apollo's early clear isn't terrible, I'm not seeing any items picked up, which I think is incorrect. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know why we don't see any items. There we go. Alright. Sorry about that, I don't know what was happening with the spectator. We're getting into it now. We see Bubba Hambo trigger tributes from both junglers, pretty standard start. As well as, let's see. Oh, sorry. Why did it teleport me over here? I don't know why that happened. And we see a pretty standard start from both lanes. I'm sorry, I don't know why the interface is being so funky right now. What is happening? There we go. Okay, now we have view on everyone on the map. But we can see already that Rat going into lane against Guan Yu already has less health, so I'm expecting some pressure on Rat early from the Guan Yu. In mid lane, it seems that Persephone and Moonbox have an early advantage. Set going straight for the side camp though, and with UW Madison being able to take the advantage and take the other side camp. And then, right now, it does look like there's a little bit of wave pressure on UW Madison Cardinal's side here, being able to push the Apollo and Terra back a little bit, but thus far, nothing too significant at all. And it does seem with the superior clear of Ra's set, that they will now be rotating over probably to take Oracles and get that first neutral objective on Madison. Although Madison did pick up the right side camp, if I am not mistaken. So, already just a little bit of lead going the way of West Virginia from those early camps, but right now, until we see a first blood or any invades happening, it's a pretty even game. And yeah, I'd say the most significant thing to watch for right now, we see Ganesh go for the knock-up or the stun, and not quite hit the mark from Gator 108, but aggressive play nonetheless. And right now, dual lane does have a lot of pressure on West Virginia, but are playing pretty respectfully, trying not to get caught out by the Apollo and Terra. And yeah, so it should be pretty even right now. Again, for a while, Danzaburu, ooh, we see Ganesh go for the pull, the taunt thrown down, catches Terra, and the silence come out, but it's Gator 108 on the Ganesh that ends up taking a lot of damage from that, with Terra's healing and Root being able to keep Apollo alive. Stun comes out on Danzaburu as well as the one, and now UW Madison are the one getting poked out before going to the purple. You do see Set and Hunbots both hovering on this right side, being able to secure this blue buff and being able to be ready for any potential invades. But we don't see any play being made yet. Both teams are being pretty respectful of each other and their capabilities right now. We do see a contest here from Apollo and Terra on the purple buff of UW Madison. And it looks like the purple buff was in fact stolen by West Virginia, so that's very good for them. Even though the level lead is still going the way of UW Madison, that is very unfortunate for them. As it looks like now Apollo and Terra are going for their purple buff, so we'll see if Madison tries to contest them. The wall's being held up by Terra right now. We see Ganesh getting in the face, roots Terra, knocks her up, taunt comes down. However, it does look like West Virginia will be able to secure it. However, it looks like Madison has not had enough yet, are still trying to fight. Apollo dashes in, and now Gator 108 on the Ganesh is an upper spot. However, Hunbots hit level 5, blinked in, and takes out Terra. However, Set comes in and returns the kill on Gator 108. That is a support for a support right now. The mids came over, and the huge snipe from C. Newman manages to pick up the kill on the Persephone, and her ult does not quite hit the mark, just rooting Set. That is a 2-for-1 in favor of West Virginia right now, and with that, there should be some dominance established in the mid lane from Rob picking up a kill there. Um, thus far, a very exciting game. And a huge snipe from C. Newman picking up a kill that was not confirmed at all. We see Apollo dashing in on Danzabrew. However, big taunt here. Ganesh is now back in lane. Apollo has ult, goes into air. Will he look to land on Danzabrew in tower? He is hovering right now, and he might look to make a play. He does, in fact, go down, and Venom was too greedy staying around and stepping out of tower, and does, in fact, go down to the Apollo. That is very unfortunate, as most of the pressure they had in dual lane from that early game has just been given up from that. Unfortunate misplay from the side of UW. I am getting a Norton thing. Might take me out of the game for a split second. Apologies. But yeah, very unfortunate circumstance for UW-Madison, and with that, a lot of the left side pressure on the map has been given up towards West Virginia University, as we start to see a bit of a gold and XP lead forming, closing in on 1,000. Not too significant, however, we do see a play being made on Humbats here. Rat in air goes down on Humbats, and the ult from Rock connects into it. Guan Yu manages to peel 4 fish on the Humbats, and Gator comes over, but unfortunately that peel came at the cost of reruns on the Guan Yu's life, and Set has not had enough, pops the ultimate, and is going in on Gator on the Ganesh, not able to tie the tier 2 tower yet. See Newman goes for a nice snipe, but doesn't quite find it. And with that, there has now been a kill in every lane for UW-Madison side except the jungler. And that is not very good for them, as their back camps are also being invaded. Surprisingly enough, the gold and XP leads still are in the favor of UW-Madison, just from more efficient farming, while we've been seeing these big rotations coming out of... oh, we see right here, we do see Danzabrew and Apollo boxing. Danzabrew gets the ult off, and almost picks up the solo kill on Apollo. Can he get the last auto? He does! Venom gets the solo kill, and with that, it seems like they decided not to go for the Scorpion like they were originally intending. Terra looking to see if they can pick up something, but I don't think they'll be able to. And now we're left with this boxing match in mid. So far, a very dynamic game with responses from both sides, and neither of the Scorpions have been taken yet, so we're not going to see either of the big objectives going down. You've also seen traded solo kills from the duo lane right now, which is very interesting, and we should see, keep an eye on how that progresses later into the game, because with both of these dual laners trading kill, they're now kind of back to an even space, and taking the Scorpion is going to be much more risky for either team, as both of the ADCs are even level and can fight pretty easily. It's very important that Venom got that return kill there, because if he didn't, he would be at a deficit to Apollo and being out-pressured for a good amount of the game, which would have been very bad to see, especially off of that early purple buff invade. So getting that kill is pretty important. We do see that there's a lot of ward dominance by UW-Madison on the left side of the map right now, with particularly the sides of the mid lane walled off. It looks like Humbats is making a play on the Rat. Ult comes out. Rat trying to go in. Rat's done, and he does get picked up. Wasn't able to get the ultimate off in time, and that is a return game for UW-Madison on the solo laner. Set, having seen that, is trying to look to see if he can get an invade on any of the back jungle of UW-Madison, yet they're not able to find anything, and it looks like they'll have to back off. However, we see Gator 108 dash in, and that means he's out of position. Ganesh falls, but he wasn't expecting to see 4 members there, and he got caught out. Unfortunately, a little bit too aggressive of a play and dropping a kill there. However, Madison made a very good response to that, to some very good early game plays made by West Virginia, getting those early kills on all of the lanes, and now they have return kills in most of them. As we can see, the XP difference has been varying a lot, but it seems right now that it is in Madison's favor, despite being behind in kills, being able to get their farms more consistently. Farm more consistently without having to try and get the camp. If we look at the individual players' stats, it looks like most of that XP is in fact from that solo and mid lane right now, as well as probably the gold, if I had to guess. Indeed. As well as Venom actually has a lot more gold than the Apollo per minute, so very interesting to see. Right now, we have not seen any objective play from either sides, though, or any meaningful objective plays. Neither of the Scorpions have been targeted, and as far as I can tell, we've only seen one buff invade actually be attempted that wasn't just checking. Oracles probably will go the way of West Virginia here. So right now, it is still a very even game. Actually, Madison, just from being able to get those back camps more consistently and having a little bit more lane pressure, have gotten quite a bit of farm. It looks like Danzabru might look for an invade here on the Apollo. Throws down the taunt, but not finding anything. He does try and get the steal, but Apollo drops it and doesn't quite go through. Apollo manages to steer it with his one, and that will be the end of that attempted steal. We might see a play happening here in mid, Ra and Terra rotating back in, but nothing to be had. And right now, both sides are perfectly content just getting their farm, trying to get leveled, and not looking to make any major play yet. However, as we can see, the lane pressure is, despite West Virginia winning both of the big team fights that happened so far, lane pressure is in favor of UW-Madison, and it looks like they will now try and make this first Scorpion play, even though West Virginia has Oracle Vision. Ra does come over and try and snipe it. I don't believe he got it, though, and the first Scorpion goes the way of UW-Madison. Again, Scorpions, although they enhance the buffs, don't make a huge difference in themselves, but that does mean the Gold Fury will now be spawning soon. And with that, we will start seeing both sides posturing around the left side of this map and looking to make a play there. Set is over to helping relieve some pressure off the Ratatosker, who, as we predicted earlier, had a bit of a rough matchup. We see that Apollo is being chased down by Venom on the Danzabru, trading some hits here, and Gold Fury came up. And Madison blinks in, ult on Ra, forces the beads, Ganesh ult down as well. However, Humbats gets stunned out of his tube, looking very low, but Venom with the Danzabru ult comes in and manages to pick up C. Newman on the Ra. Apollo now dashing in, trying to pick up the Humbats kill, but not able to. Set also joining the fight now. Danzabru put very low, and Set ult on Danzabru. And that's going to be Venom going down to Andre. And now Gator is the target. Apollo in air, looking at Humbats, manages to get him. And now Gator won't be able to get away either, as a double kill goes the way of Silveris. And that team fight, and that looked very good for Madison, getting an early pick on the Ra, ends up going 1 for 3 for West Virginia's favor. And with that, they look like they will be trying to start up Gold Fury here with very little worry. And unfortunately, even though Collision got away, with the rest of Madison dying, there was very little they can do to contest this first objective. And with that, we will see the first real lead of the game going the way of West Virginia. With that, the gold is pretty much... Actually, no. The gold and XP pretty much just equalized there. I guess Madison got a much more significant lead off of their early farm than I thought. But with those kills being picked up, we do see that that West Virginia University has put themselves in a pretty good position in terms of catching up. In terms of player levels, we see pretty dead even across the board, with the only level leads existing being in support and in solo. So, thus far, even though it being an 8-4 game, the actual stats that matter into progressing into the late game doesn't quite reflect that. Despite these early game fights very much going the way of West Virginia, it's still a pretty even game to fight into. However, something to note is that with the beads from the Ra down right now, we might see a play try to be made on him from the Humbats. We're actually going to see what looks like a collapse on the Apollo here, but it wasn't meant to be. Apollo smartly backing off as he has ward vision here, and was able to see that coming. Red buff's also down so they don't get the invade there, so it looks like now Fisha and Ganesha will just look to take that. Oh, we do see a play on Persephone in mid. Throws down the ult, trying to prevent Set from chasing. However, Set did not pop to anything meaningful there, so he does end up being safe. And now Gator 108 and Fisha are caught up a little bit and having to back off. We see the Ra ult come out as well as the Apollo ult trying to catch the Humbats, but neither find their target, and Fisha gets out fine. With both those ults down, UW-Madison is probably going to look to take a fight sometime soon. Or wait, with Apollo and Ra ult down, I would expect to see UW-Madison look for a fight soon. Although they are missing Persephone and Ganesha ults, it's still both of those ults are very important for the 3v3 happening in mid for I'd say that Fish's ultimate is slightly more impactful than Set's ultimate in a team fight, I guess. So, I wouldn't say it would be a bad call to take a fight now. However, we do see a lot of pressure from Venom in lane against Silveris on this Apollo. Despite Silveris getting a double kill, Venom has managed to pull out a level lead. or more of a half-level lead. We do see the right side Scorpion fall down, and now Pyromancer and Fire Giant have spawned, so we might see a play looking at Pyromancer coming up soon. We do see Humbot's pretty deep right now into the enemy jungle, looking to see if he can get something on the Ra. Ra beads are back up, so it will just end up being a bit of poke. Set is also nearby, so I don't imagine that C. Newman felt too threatened there. However, we now see Set and Terra collapsing back mid, looking to make a play. Guan Yu is proxying a wave right now, so he might be looking to make that rotation sometime soon as well.
Come and get some.
We saw a ping on the Danzaburou, and Set came over to do the gank, but Danzaburou, Venom managed to get out in time, and it looks like nothing will be gotten off of that. In terms of itemization right now, we interestingly see that Ra decided to forego the Conduit Gem to get that early Rod of Tahuti. Yet he didn't get punished for that early game. We see Rat does in fact pick up the Thick Bark Acorn to get those flurries. Humbot's getting pinged out on the map, and now West Virginia is looking to make a play. 4-man grouped up, but Fishay not going in there, not getting caught out. Now instead they're looking at Danzaburou, dash in with Quantum, we see beads come out from Venom. Taunts Apollo, is hacking Apollo, but he does not realize the rest of the team is there, and manages to get killed before Apollo goes down. And with that, now we might see a mid-fight approached by West Virginia now that they have this numbers advantage. That was very unfortunate for Venom, as he just got caught out for trying to rotate over to help mid. And going in on Apollo there, instead of possibly trying to ult out, was unfortunate. But, with that, Pyromancer still stands, no major objectives were gotten from it, so it was really just a kill and putting Apollo a little bit back into the game in terms of his lead, actually gaining a level advantage over Venom now. However, we're going to see the Primal Fury coming up soon, and I'm imagining that this objective will probably be prioritized over Pyro. So we're going to probably see wards being placed on this side of the map, as we already see that West Virginia has already warded in preparation for it. And we'll likely see plays occurring around this part of the map soon. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was in flatten mode. I guess I wasn't. I don't know what happened there. My apologies. Maybe when I switched to free cam it unflattened it, Yeah, no, I was throwing those. Okay. Anyways, apologies for that. Primal Furies does come up now. And we see that West Virginia are posturing over it, looking to get this Danzaburou. However, right now, 4 members of Madison are also here, so we're likely going to see the first real teamfight of this mid-game coming through. Guan Yu is making the rotation over, though, and it looks like he will try and cut off the Set and Ra mid. However, he is a little caught out right now. Set teleports in on Guan Yu, and now he's out of position. He runs out with the cavalry charge, trying to force them back. Instead, runs at them, and now without that escape, he's in a little bit of a dicey position. Ra ult goes down, doesn't find his small... Oh, that was just Ra beam. I could have sworn I heard him say Ra America. Okay. Anyways, with that, Guan Yu ult down for nothing, so that rotation from Guan Yu unfortunately just meant that he lost some farm, as Rat didn't make the same rotation, and he was not able to find anything from it, so... definitely unfortunate, but... for UW-Madison, that is. However, although Guan Yu ult is definitely a good teamfight ult, trading that out for his life is definitely not, is definitely a good call, and even though UW-Madison lost a little bit off of that, they're still in a good position to contest this Gold Fury. We do see, though, this has been a very slow game thus far, only 1 objective thus far, and even still, the gold lead being very even, only being about, 620 gold deficit. Also, the levels, of the players are still pretty even. There is a slight level discrepancy in ADC, but as they are approaching 20, that will probably disappear pretty soon. And then a level lead in jungle, and there's a level lead in duo in favor of West Virginia, but in favor of Madison, they have the solo jungle side. So, in terms of a team fight, it's still pretty even, all things considered. And with that level 20 level cap approaching soon, we should be pretty even for a team fight, and it now looks like Primal Fury is once again on the plate, with Oracle Vision going West Virginia's way, but a Sentry Ward from UW-Madison just getting taken out, actually. Oh, and with that, we will see that all the mid-support jungle from both sides are hovering around this Primal. Neither solo laner has looked to make a rotation yet, and both sides seem to be playing very cautiously, not wanting to have to engage the fight. Apollo even backing, and it looks like this Primal Fury will not be attempted for the moment. We're seeing that the red buff is being pinged out right now by Madison. They might try and make a play there, but I'm unsure. Right now it is a pretty passive game on both sides. Neither really wanting to overcommit to anything, just because at this point, even though we've seen a lot of kills go the way of West Virginia, as they've been all pretty early game kills, and off of those rotations they lost so much farm, still a very even game. So losing a team fight here will make the first actual meaningful lead translating into later into the game show up. So we will see who decides to go for that engage. Apollo did just kick over to level 20, so he can start looking for either... He might decide to sell that Death Toll, actually, or he might decide to go for the Death Temper right now. If he does decide to go the way of Death Temper, he can now pick that up, which is very beneficial for him. So we will see which way he decides to go. Then we'll see me taking over to level 20 as well. They both have their crit online with Fail Not, but Venom has Wind Demon on the Apollo right now, so despite being a level under, he still has a very good boxing potential versus the Apollo because of his itemization route. Although Apollo does have more sustain. It looks like, once again, this Primal Fury will be the target. However, this time, we see that Madison is grouped up, but West Virginia is not yet, with the Apollo even wanting to back. Primal Fury is pulled by UW-Madison, looking to bait a fight here. They haven't hard committed to it yet, as Ra does have a good secure on his ultimate that could, in theory, out-secure anything on Madison's team if they're not careful. They're trying to pressure out Ra. Ra's ultimate goes off, isn't able to get it. Invitational picks up Ra. Full Fury goes the way of Madison. We see Weakening Curse coming out from Madison as well. And the Apollo gets picked as well. Set is now in there, though, and an ultimate going in. Dan's Brutal comes out, hits Terra. Terra put very low. Apollo continued to die. Hunbats picks up the Apollo, and Terra goes down. And with the rotation from Guan Yu, Madison get the Gold Fury and win a 4-0 trade there. And Drac did not make the rotation over, and with that, we see a call for Fire Giant. And as we said, all the fights until that point were pretty meaningless, as all of a sudden we see a 2,000 gold lead in Madison's favor. Unfortunately there, it looked like when Madison decided to make that Fire Giant call, West Virginia just weren't quick with it for it. And then because of how Ra was trying to position for that steal, he was just an easy pick. And not getting that steal meant that he was an easy pick, and in that remaining team fight, it ended up being a 3v5 that Madison could easily take, being even level. And with that, all three major objectives on the map will go the way of UW-Madison. With Fire Giant buff on all the members of UW-Madison, we'll start seeing some attempts to knock down these towers, and with that, this now 4,000 gold, or 5,000 gold lead will become much more substantial. And we will probably see a siege attempt on this Fire Giant as well. So just like that, we see that UW-Madison able to make a huge lead just off of that one team fight, and only because West Virginia had some unfortunate timing in their positioning there, and which allowed UW-Madison to exploit it to take a very advantageous team fight. You see that the Apollo is being looked at, gets taunted and put to half health from a crit. Also, with that, we see that a lot of UW-Madison's most valuable players are now taking over to 20 and able to upgrade their starter items. We see Bumba's Hammer picked up on Hunbats, which is a huge pickup for him. We see the Sundering Axe picked up on the Guan Yu, and we do see that tier 1 tower go down, and Venom gets a solo kill on the Apollo. Apollo was just not ready for the crit damage from that Danzaburu, and Danza ults over to the Ra that was getting attacked by Fishay on the Hunbats, and they get a pick on Ra as well. And with that, I'm expecting Madison will hard push. Rat is in the air, though. He goes down under tower, but doesn't actually go in. Forced to beams. The National comes down. You see Persephone ult not quite hit the mark, But with that, Tier 2 tower goes down, and with losing 2 members to picks, UW Madison now gets a pretty free siege with their Fire Giant. And we see that West Virginia is being careful and not wanting to really contest this, as they have both the level and damage disadvantage. And thus far, the standout player has definitely been Venom, with almost double the player damage of everyone else on the map. The only one even coming relatively close being the Apollo, and even then he's 6,000 player damage off. And Madison's going to take down that mid-tier 2 and look for the second Phoenix, with the Ra still being down for another 10 seconds. This is going to be a 4v5. Terra ult comes down. We see Weakening Curse out. Apollo ult in. However, he ults into Hoonbats ult immediately goes down, as well as Terra. And with that, we see that the first Phoenix is being put under attack. And now UW Madison surging into this Titan room. With 2 Phoenixes down, the Titan's relatively weak, and without enough members from West Virginia to be able to contest, Ra goes down as well to the Danza Brew Guan Yu Dai. And it looks like that will be game 1, with a final pick on Andre from Collision. And it goes the way of UW Madison just like that. Up until 5 minutes ago, this was a dead-even game, but that one fight, as well as a few good picks, immediately transitioned into a win for UW Madison. And it shows how explosively dangerous Danza Brew can be, literally getting double the player damage of anyone else on the field. Again, more than 10,000 over anyone else. That was an insane game, and it goes to show why these teams were positioning so carefully, just because that one fight can be so detrimental. I think the most interesting thing for me was the fact that we did not see the set dues quite as much as I thought. Unfortunately, he was unable to keep it leveled for a lot of that game, and with that being behind and not being able to get that Bumpus Hammer online where he really shines, he wasn't able to be the late game menace that he's top banned for. So with that, we see the final scorelines of game 1 here. However, this is a 3-game set, so Western Virginia can make the necessary adjustments and go into game 2. And honestly, it is still a pretty even matchup. Outside of that one team fight, West Virginia was pretty dead even for most of that game. However, UW Madison is known for their positioning and grouping and their late game macro, and that's how they try and position to win most games. So, with that in mind, we'll have to see how West Virginia attempts to adjust. Let's see. Their second game should be starting up somewhat soon. Both teams might be taking a bit of a breather. A very intense game 1 for sure. I think going into game 2, the adjustments I would expect to see from the side of from West Virginia would be, I would expect to see probably a Danza Brew ban, as it has been shown that Venom on the Danza is very dangerous, and we might also see a different solo lane pick than the Rat, because Guan Yu was able to outpressure the Rat for a lot of that game, which was very powerful for being able to make rotations over, as seen in that one Gold or Primal Fury fight where Guan Yu could rotate over, but Rat couldn't. Outside of that, I think they kind of just have to clear their head and go into this next one, as their draft wasn't just that bad. It was just losing that one fight because of the lack of grouping gave Madison the advantage, and then they were able to push it again because of the lack of grouping and getting picked. So, just trying to operate more as a team, being more careful of the potential that Madison has as a team of just collapsing on you, will probably be the mindset going into this second game. Yeah, should definitely be interesting. As for Madison, I have to imagine that they're pretty happy with how that went. Judging they lost a lot of kills, their farming was still pretty good for most of the game, and they were able to keep up, as well as during that last fight, they were able to take advantage of their team comp that was built with a lot of teamfight ult, mainly Ganesha and Hoonbots comboing very well together, and they were able to push that pressure and take the W on game 1. So, should definitely be an exciting game 2, though. We saw it in this first game for the first 20 minutes with a dead-even game. Both sides... Oh, I do not want to invite a party. I want to spectate. Both sides definitely have the potential to take the game, so... should definitely be fun. Um, but yeah, uh, I think that this game we might see a little bit more of a focus on the solo side as well, because although not too many plays were happening on that solo side, um, from it again, Guan Yu was able to get that lead and rotate, and also Set was hovering around a lot mid, and Fishy on the Hunbats was just a little bit more camp efficient. I'm getting told theme room full. Oh, I should be in the stream room. That's what's happening. Okay, sorry, I'm being dumb. Give me a second. uh, Hello, sorry about that. I thought I had already joined here. Sometimes I'm dumb. Let it
I'm
slide.
on 3 platforms.
Did you? So, it turns out I don't get Discord notifications since I'm in streamer mode. So, here, let me set up a stream for you as well. I don't get Discord
Alright.
notifications, and I'm only reading the chat. So, I did
Oh,
not.
so that's where you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it from the
I
chat.
sent it to you on Smite too. I was like, hey, look
Did
at
you really? Was that
Avalanche's.
why I had the reply? I saw the reply message and I did not check it because I was like, there's a glitch. I didn't even think about it. That's hilarious, actually. All
Oh,
right.
that's funny.
Well, anyways, I have my a co-caster joining me for game 2 and game 3 if it does go there, being Avayanche or Leo, and we are already into the spectate for game 2. So that happened quickly. Yeah, sorry about that for the inconvenience.
No, don't worry. That's just funny.
That is. We do have a first ban of Danza Brew. Did you spectate the last game, Leo?
I was watching. I had to do something, but I had to watch half of it. I think I
Yeah.
gotta watch half of it.
So the Danza Brew,
Yeah,
Danza Brew
was a problem.
So that makes sense for a first ban. We do see Set banned out. It seems like they're going to go a different route this game from the Set, despite having first pick again. And we see the similar bans for Madison, banning out Scylla, Giannis, Kukulane. So pretty standard stuff. Most of them didn't change their bans too much. Morgan still banned out from West Virginia, and the Apollo still picked up first pick. So we saw, I believe it was Silverus on the Apology pretty well early game last game, but Venom was able to roll him on the Danza. However, what this tells me is they're confident that later into the game he can hop onto that Apollo if he isn't into the Danza Brew matchup. So yeah. What do you think of Madison's top picks here?
Them and Guan.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Rirum one lane pretty hard with the Hunbot's ganks on Rat on Guan, and Guan, if he's not from behind, is so oppressive.
Yeah.
Just the cavalry charge itself can get 100 to 0 any squishy basically, especially if your Guan is like 2 or 3 levels ahead.
Yeah.
I saw from last game, even though Venom had top gold, Guan still had over 2 levels on him at some points of the game. So
definitely,
that just shows how well solo can farm right now in this meta.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. We also see Fisher pick up the Nemesis. I'd say throughout this, thus far, that has been his most notable pick that he's been able to put a lot of work on. Nemesis being very good, building crit, Bumba's Hammer, and then that ultimate being able to steal protections from an enemy as well as a percent of their health. So we see the Neja and Hebois picked up for West Virginia. I'd say these are a little less meta picks than we've been seeing thus far.
You think it's a Naja support or jungle bolt?
I'm betting it's a Naja support because, and this is just a bit of an assumption, because I saw that in the last ban phase, UW Madison banned out the Neja when the jungler was already picked for West Virginia. So I'm thinking that they did a bit of research into the team and saw that the support player for West Virginia was comfortable on this Neja. So that would be my best guess. I also think that Neja support is just a little bit better than Neja jungle right now, especially with just so many other good junglers on the table still.
I agree 100%. What you're saying.
You see Kepri and Heimdall are banned out, and Persephone was let through once again. Thus far, UW Madison has a very similar comp, just training out Hoonbots for the Nemesis. And I'd say, in general, I think Nemesis is a scarier jungler than Hoonbots. So, That's why I'm
Oh,
liking their
for
top
sure.
draft. You see,
And Fish is also extremely comfortable on them.
yeah, exactly. All of these are comfort picks for Madison, or picks they've been playing
Mhm.
a lot at least. And we do see a bit less traditional picks for West Virginia. I'm assuming that these picks are probably a bit more comfortable than what is considered meta right now. We see on her Heim band, and Yemoja let through for Gator 108. Wow. Yemoja making it through all 10 bands. That's not something you see very often.
Especially on a team where they top pick three people that cannot get a YAML.
Yeah,
That is,
that's very
I suppose
scary
you could
for.
all out as Apollo, but Tebow and Naya even with their ults cannot go through
Yeah,
the walls. So that is interesting.
we'll probably be picking up a ghost to get through there, or a phantom veil. But even still, that is very scary. Yamoja still being one of the best supports and being able to get huge value out of that ultimate, and also being one of Gator 108's best picks. You see, Sun Wukong and Athena last picked for West Virginia here, and we'll see what Venom ends up picking up here. But yikes! And the Cupid for Venom. This is also a pick we've seen him do very well on. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of looks like UW Madison's dream draft. Like,
I agree. Every one of these picks on Madison's side is something they would have top picked if the
yeah,
others were banned out, and they managed to get all five. I'm
yeah,
interested to see how Virginia handles this, and also it looks like it's the Naja jungle actually
it is
with
Neja
DNA.
jungle.
Unless
Andre is the
Andre was
jungle,
the
yeah.
jungler last game, so
No, it will be a
this looks like
Neja
to be
jungle.
Naja's jungle. I
Though
wonder how
for
that works out. Haven't seen a lot of Naja jungle in ranked.
nor have I. I'm gonna take it to, or the way this draft went, I'm taking it to be that we're seeing all of West Virginia going towards their more comfortable picks, especially like I wouldn't consider Hepwa, Neja, or Athena super meta right now. Sun Kong and Apollo definitely have a place, but yeah, I'd say with that, they're looking to play a more comfortable style and hoping that can overcome Madison. However, Madison kind of have the best of both worlds in their comfort picks being the meta picks. So we will see how it goes as we get into game two here.
Hmm.
Uh, Let me change the settings real quick. And I do have the stream going for you, right, Leo? Good on that
Yes,
front?
I can definitely see what's going on.
Alright. Don't want to be making that error again. But yeah. I'd say the standout thing for me about Madison's draft as well is they have insane healing on this composition. With Yemoja, Guan Yu, and Cupid, their sustain is crazy. Um, and I'm interested to see how the West Virginia tries to contest that. They don't get me wrong, even though West Virginia's build is not meta, they definitely do have potential to make some big plays. Athena taunt into Hebla ult is especially scary. It looks like we will have a pause here. Um, Not sure why. Uh, Stasis mode. Does that just mean it's pause? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
Okay.
means pause. You want to rearrange the
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
Oh,
Um,
don't worry about it.
but yeah, very interesting to see. But West Virginia definitely does have some potential to make good plays. They have very good setup off the Athena taunt whenever that's up. You see another pause coming out. Interesting. But yeah, they have very good setup off that Athena taunt into a lot of their kits. Um, Neja also can banish someone from a fight for a good period. So if Venom on the Cupid's being problematic, if the Athena can pull his beads, then Najal will just take him out of the fight entirely for a good time. So
Absolutely.
don't get me wrong, West Virginia's team can definitely do well into this composition, but I would say just naturally from how good each of Madison's gods are on their own, this is very scary to fight into. But we will see how it goes here. In terms of build, everything looks pretty standard as well. So yeah, nothing really stands out to me. Hellbot not picking up the starter actually is a little bit interesting, but looks like someone might be having some
Actually,
next.
there has been some experimentations in mid where Sundering Axe, the upgrade to Warrior's Axe, has been picked up fifth or sixth item. It's because
Uh,
of that 10% health chunking. Just
yeah,
if you think about it, it's just a much better Soul Reaver, right?
yeah. There's been some talk about that, but um, we saw Heblag go, or their mid laner do this last game as well, and I don't believe we saw that pick up on the Ra. So maybe he just feels that there isn't enough value from the Archmage's gem or the other starter items right now in comparison to like a Rada Tahuti Rush. Um,
That's definitely a
so
fair assumption, I would say. But only one multi-pot on Hebo.
that is also interesting. I think that again might be trying to, because you can buy a lot more than one multi-pot, which just boots to Lost, right? I'm not tripping in saying that.
I think Lost Artifact is
No, you
550,
can't. Yeah, you
900.
you only get one multi because you get 1500. So.
Yeah, you can only get one pot.
Yeah, that's definitely a disadvantage to that start, but
We shall see. I mean, especially against Persephone poke, right?
yeah, no,
But here's the thing: last season, this would have been probably very bad for Habwa. But this season, Persephone doesn't have enough time to set up all her plants, as you can see in the mid lane right now.
that's
She doesn't
true.
have any. She doesn't have enough plants for the poke. So
Something
maybe this
else,
start is viable on Habwa.
maybe something a little scary here is seeing that UW Madison outclear West Virginia on this first wave in duo. Because Cupid's early clear and Diametra's early clear should be worse than Apollo Athena, I'd say. So them being able to get this mid camp, being able to get a little bit of the XP lead and look to hit 5 before West Virginia, I would say, is a little scary. You also see that Nemesis is going to arrive in mid lane before the Neja, so we'll see once this pause stops how that translates into this early game. As we saw last game, early game kills don't mean too much. Transit if you can survive the early game and transition into the mid game, but that early game leveling can definitely steamroll if they play it right. So we'll see, and hopefully that will be the last pause. Yeah. Um, Once again, we do see that the mid camps do just get traded. Right mid camp going to Neja and Nemesis and Persephone splitting the left mid camp here. So yeah.
Notice Habwa's already at half, and he already used his pot.
Yeah, wait, he already used spot. Yeah, you're right. That's very scary for him for sure.
But again, Persephone does have a lot of problems setting up her plants. Since I'm pretty sure Zach went his the dash second instead of the plant second. So
That's
oh,
true,
she's
but he
three
just
now.
hit
Oh, yep.
3, so it doesn't matter anymore. um, yeah, and with that early pressure, Nemesis can immediately invade the back camps. And this is a
There
little
you
scary for
go.
West Virginia because the last game, most of their pressure was from the early game, and they were able to set up pretty well, getting early kills as well as being able to get some farm early. And they were the one making the plays for invades and stuff. So dropping those invades so quick. Are they actually pausing, or stasis mode something else?
I don't I don't know. Maybe the stream is trying to not let us get too far ahead. Uh,
Maybe. I could
I'm
try and
not
pause the
sure.
game for a second or something, but not tell you. Um, Definitely right now, a little scary for West Virginia, especially on the picks that UW Madison have. If they're hitting 5 first, they will have a very strong level 5 fight. But I mean, last game we did see that West Virginia was able to pull out that first blood, so maybe I'm. And these first little micro interactions don't matter all that much as long as a kill isn't dropped. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's too significant, but Yeah. And I'm going to check real quick what stasis mode is. Um, just to make sure that it isn't something on my end. I'm actually also going to check Discord messages because
I think I'm half of those messages. Don't have to worry
I
about that
mean,
one.
that's true. The issue is I don't see anything. Okay, or when I call it triple minefield. Uh, we're back in it. Hopefully we won't have any other problems, but yeah, I'm not sure why that's happening exactly. I'm hoping it's just pausing, but there might be something on my end that I'll have to reset.
Yeah, stasis mode. I just read this small Reddit page. It's just saying it's like a buffering system in Smite.
I was just reading the
Where
exact same page, yeah.
yeah.
So, apparently it only really happens in the first few minutes, so we should be getting out of it. Huge stun on the Apollo, forces Shell here. However, now Cupid's under pressure, dashes away.
Oh,
Athena dash in, though. Um,
and
and
she dashed into a
taunt.
wave. She dashed into a
But
wave.
she did dash into wave, and with that dash and taunt down, she just kind of has to walk away. Nemesis looking for this blue buff, though, on the other hand. Blue buff was secured by Nemesis. Oh, we see a solo kill on the Persephone. Zac tried to go for a
Oh,
red buff invade and got taken advantage of by the Hitbois. In that Persephone death form, he
it's
will just get the farm,
Hubwa
but
with no ult.
yeah, I'm a
That
little
is.
confused. However, in the
Oh,
meantime,
and on the duel lane, looks like Gator picked up a kill, and Fish picked
Fish
up
picked up
something
a
in the
kill as
solo.
well. Jesus. Kills just dropping left and right. I don't know why Zac went for the red buff invade there, without ultimate. That's definitely a little scary. Maybe because he did have vision of the Neja, so he knew it would be a 1v1, but, C. Newman
That
proving
is
he's not there.
interesting. A 1v1 against Hubwa is something that is something that I wouldn't want to take. Hell,
Nor would
even
I.
if I had ult.
Especially in the enemy jungle, because, I'd say that Heboa's abilities are definitely a little more scary than, Persephone's if Persephone doesn't have her plants already set up.
Exactly.
Um, alright, maybe I should just pause it for a minute or something, but
Yeah, I
really
do
don't
what
think
you
it.
gotta do.
But end of the day, not terrible for Madison as they did get a kill in both of the side lanes. It will be a little awkward for mid lane right now, being down that one kill, but because of Persephone's passive, Collision didn't really miss out on any farm there. But yeah, definitely interesting. We also see players starting to take over to 5 now. Both mid and jungle have 5, so we might see some rotations from them looking to get gank going. Um, I think what happened with the kill in Soul Lane was when Sun Wukong went to pick up the blue buff that Neja dropped, he got collapsed on. So I think when we looked over there, Fisher was still waiting despite the blue buff already being dropped. So I think that was what they were going for.
One thing to keep in mind is that even though Virginia traded 1 for 2, Hubwa does have first blood gold.
Exactly. No, that's why it's like I'm saying it's not terrible for Madison, but I definitely it's still very unideal for the first blood to go to Hebois because Hebois definitely benefits from getting items online. Um,
Of the
but
10 gods here, who would you who would you least want to be ahead? I would say either the Hubwa or the Nem, right?
that's
Those
exactly
two
what I'm
guys can
looking
just
at, Hebois or
run the
Nem.
game.
And yeah, Hebois being able to get that level lead. The thing is, like, even Nemesis getting a kill there, although it's not great, um, Nemesis is losing farm for it. Hebois still gets all his farm in mid lane and now has pressure going into mid lane for further levels. So it's
Not a
definitely
very
scary.
good time.
Yeah. We also saw from last game that C. Newman was making a lot of plays for the side of West Virginia. I'm gonna unpause it now, I think.
Mhm.
I'm still in the
Although in
same.
the solo lane, I really do like Wukong going into Guan. It
I
just
think
feels
it's
like if Guan ever ults you, you go up in the air and that's the majority of Guan ult, and you get the heal off it too. So
I think it's definitely a much better matchup than Rat into Guan. For sure.
right, right.
So
Although they can both stun out the 3, Wukong is just so much safer.
yeah. No, Wukong's just a safer, tankier pick. Doesn't need that first acorn to come online to really be a solo lane character. So, and in those later fights, just being able to have that little extra tankiness, I think is good. And apologies for the stasis mode. Hopefully, we'll get through. Hi-Res has the best servers. Awesome. Yeah, it's just buffering. Hi-Res says it's a server issue. Lovely, Hi-Res. Love to see it.
Love it.
Alright. Here we are. Alright. Sorry about that whole pause. Kind of little bit of whack casting, but we're here now. We're gonna try. We see Emojo catches out Athena here. Chibido comes down. And this Athena's under pressure, gets stunned out. Tries to dash away, but Heart Bomb on it will pick up the kill.
White dead. That was an amazing Emojo wall right there.
Yeah, Gator very much
in a rock in a hard place, literally.
Yeah, no, Gator very much set up for that kill with that beautiful Emojo ult. And we do see that the Scorpion on left side's come down, so we will see Fury coming up shortly. With that, it is 1-3 in terms of kills right now. Make that 1-4 solo kill from Guan Yu on the Sun Wukong. We were just talking about how Sun Wukong was a safe pick.
Neither of them
had ult.
Wukong did have ult.
I didn't even like.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a blue invade here. There's no way Nijak can defend this.
100%. Yeah, there's gonna be a blue invade. I didn't even bother going over to that side of the map because I saw Wukong still had ult. Looks like that was a mistake on my part. I did not think there was any kill pressure there. We see Madison picked up that.
Rerum's just better.
Yeah, no, Rerum did just manage to take out the kill there. And with that, West Virginia are going to be behind in full lane, so we will really need to be seeing some plays out of C. Newman from this mid lane on the Persephone, or on the Heba.
Can you display Golden Hand right now?
Sure. It's not Golden Minute. Golden Hand.
Interesting. Yeah. So Guan hasn't. It looks like Guan hasn't backed yet. His teleport's up in 95 seconds. Do you think he's gonna wait till his teleport's up before he's gonna go back and buy perhaps a full item? I'm thinking.
I'm thinking definitely. He doesn't have 2 back. He has full health.
Right.
Gold per minute. We also see Guan right now on top of the board.
And so. Hebois second.
Yeah. So again, Hebois is still very much in the game. But with Athena and Guan Yu being a little bit behind, it's going to be a little bit scary for the side of West Virginia, especially going into this. Oh, sorry, did I say it was Gold Fury? I guess it was just Scorpion spawning. It looked like a Oni Fury. My bad, I'm trolling. Scorpions are now on the table, so going into these first Scorpion fights, it's going to be a little bit scary for West Virginia, I'd say. In terms of XP and gold, we do see 1,000 gold gap and a 1,000 XP gap. So, again, not great things from the side of West Virginia, but definitely possible to play into. End of the day, last time we saw the early game fights were going the way of West Virginia, and UW Madison was able to turn it around. So, West Virginia can definitely do the same. It's just not what they want to see. We do see Emoja walking into jungle. Why is it... I do not understand why it's going into stasis mode. That's so unfortunate. Maybe I should just restart my game or check my connections or something, but I don't know. That sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's on Hi-Rise's end.
I think so. Stasis mode is not in my control, to my knowledge. I think it's something.
I don't believe so either.
No, I'm just reading on from the chat. I would not like to be paused here, if possible. It's just buffering. Well, thus far the 7 minutes has taken a lot more like 15, but even pause for a minute to try and help it.
Now, if you look at the map right now, look at how far Persephone is playing up, and the majority of the team. That's it.
Lovely Hi-Res.
Majority of Madison is in right, looking to gank the Wukong. Now the Wukong ults. Oh, he doesn't have ult though.
He doesn't have ult is the thing. I'm presuming that Viram called that out, so they're now looking for a play on him. So I'm assuming that's why we see Gator making the rotation over here. We might also see a look at the Greater Scorpion. But
But Athena does have ult, so if Wukong does need help, she can get over there in 5 seconds.
that is true. Um, However, we see Nam, Guan Yu, and Emergent are all up, so it's still a very scary position. Um,
Absolutely.
so we might see a play on Madison on the solo side. Uh, but yeah, I'm not too scared for collision here. He can just jump away. I believe he has beads up. It's not too scary. Um, yeah, he does have beads up, so he can't get taunted.
Everybody has everything up.
Yeah. So definitely not too terrifying of a decision. It's funny to me that both sides picked up more beats than there were in the game where there was a Hun bots. But
Yeah. I mean, you just need beads for the Persephone, right?
yeah.
Slow. Yeah. There's just Persephone ult, like that cripple
Yep.
ultimate is just so it's it's just so large. It's bigger than Cupid ult, right? And Cupid ult, it's alright. Okay, so you sprint out of that one, but like you can't even sprint out of Persephone ult because it ties you to the ties you to the anchor point.
Yeah. It definitely is. Again, there are a reason why all the picks on Madison's side are considered meta picks. But yeah, so it definitely is a little scary for West Virginia. I'd also say another thing that I'm not the biggest fan out of picking up so many beads and then picking up the shell is there's no way 3 Emoja ult right now for most of their members.
Yeah. Keep in mind, two of the picks, I believe it was the Athena and the Wukong, came after Gator has picked up the Emoja. So
Yeah,
we've already seen Athena suffer once for it.
yeah.
Maybe.
Not having that Phantom Veil, I think, is going to be pretty dangerous because honestly, none of them can consistently get out of it without their ultimates, and even then, Hebois and Nejat still just die. Um, like if they get caught by a good emotion. So as we already saw. So I don't know.
Yeah, this stasis mode is a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Again, really sorry about it. I don't know what I can do about it. I might just need to restart, but if it is on high res, then pausing and unpausing seems to fix it there. I don't know. But we're back into it. We're going to at the very least see a blue buff invade, I think. Nemesis does pick it up, and with that, we do see the grouping from UW Madison to look at this right side still. No play made on the Scorpion and some Wukong backing, so it seems like they'll be content to leave it at that. Where's Apollo? Apollo's just going to back camps, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see Madison just slowly building on their gold lead.
Yeah, no, just being able to get those few camp invades, being able to get a little bit of farm here and there, and having some pressure in lanes just means that they keep expanding on that gold lead little by little, getting up to 1,500 now. Again, not impossible for West Virginia to play into. Very much until we start seeing objective fights, the kills don't really matter too much, but it's definitely unideal to be a little bit behind going into this more mid-game phase. But yeah, right now we are just kind of going through the farming phase of the game. Everyone trying to get ready and get their farmed enough in their lanes to the point where they can comfortably rotate. We do see some Wukong under a lot of pressure. No ultimate. Beats comes out as well to get through the Guan Yu ult. Again, Rerum continuing to show that he has the pressure to threaten solo kills here, and we do see Madison looking for that left side Scorpion so they can get that Gold Fury spawning in and start to make a play around that. We do see 3 members of West Virginia grouped mid, and Nemesis is positioning somewhat deep, so she might make the play. Nejat goes, ults Nemesis. Gator Bishop beats there. Then comes out barely lives. Huge Yamoja ult, walling off Hebois and saving his life. And Yamoja bounced off. Hebois manages to pick up the kill, but that was a jungler for support trade. I take that from Madison. Collision is under a little bit of pressure here. He might die there, and Collision goes down as well. It does the hit block. A clutch shell from
And
Athena
Athena
saves
save.
him. Does Fish going to manage to pick up the kill? But Athena with that clutch shell there.
Aw.
End of the day, I still think it's Roar. And with Venom getting that solo kill, yeah. End of the day, I'd still say mid and jungle for mid and support, especially when the mid laner of West Virginia side was ahead. I say that does favor UW Madison a bit. However, there were some
Definitely
clutch
were.
plays from both sides. Skater had
There
a
was
huge ult, saving
if
Fish.
Habwa managed to kill the Nem too, that Habwa would have been
That would have been
a
so
bit
sick.
yeah.
Yeah, no, the
Raid
Hibla would
boss
be
right there.
so
That's a
far
raid
ahead right
boss
now.
Habwa. The
Yeah,
Habwa is 4-0 instead of 3-1.
yeah,
Especially on the 2-0 Nem. I
exactly.
would not want to be in mid.
That was a very close fight. Also, the Athena, that was a very sick shell on her part.
Absolutely.
Almost saved the Hibla there. But because Nemesis does manage
Part
to
of me
shut
wants to
down,
know what if Hobwa didn't hold the ult for so long, because he definitely didn't need the Persephone to be a quarter health before ulting and being able to one shatter. Part of me wonders if he just risked it and tried to ult her when she was half. If he would have gotten out that they're alive.
I think he was probably trying to hold the ult. Because either way, if he's ulting into tower, he's going to take that one tower shot and be at pretty low health. We do see that Madison tries to hold the Gold Fury. However, he probably could have ulted early, and if he landed his one play, then just gotten killed.
Or you're just gonna burst it down.
Yeah, we see the burst come out, and without Hibla being quite there, there's no way to contest. Nejah sashes in, but is it half health? I think that was a Nejah ult, but it got beads out. You see Cupid ult put down as a zoning ult, and with that, we will see both sides walking away. No more casualties to be found. However, that first objective does go the way of UW-Madison. And with that, again, we will see a pretty significant gold lead, and XP lead for that matter. And the other thing that's
3K
notable,
gold lead.
and we do see a play on the Yamoja Cupid, a huge double taunt from the Athena. Yamoja ult comes out, catches Apollo and Athena, but I don't think there's any kill potential. Really? Really? Okay. I'd say the scariest thing, though, for West Virginia University right now is the fact that they are losing this Gold Fury, and Guan Yu has not yet mobilized his lead and gotten into the team fights.
Guan also picked up Sunder second item. That is
Interesting.
something. That is something to take note of. Who do you think Guan's looking to Sunder
That's what I was
in a
about to
team
ask
fight?
you. My best bet would be, like, probably either the Wukong, like, probably anyone they just want to burst down before they can get out from their ultimate. So, like, if there's a Apollo that's trying to ult out, maybe sundering him could be useful. Wukong going into his ult, Athena going into her ult. But I don't feel like any of the members of their team necessarily calls for a sunder.
I agree. I think they're just gonna try to sunder whoever Athena tries to ult first, right?
Yeah,
Because Athena ult gives them 30% damage mitigation,
I
but
suppose that's true.
with Sunder that turns down to only 10%. So if you manage to burst down a character, that wastes the Athena ult, and it just basically confirms the kill. Or even better yet, a lot of times Athenas can get baited into killing themselves, right?
Yeah.
If they ult a person that's on 10% health, they get over there but the person dies. And they just put themselves in like a 1v3 situation.
Sorry, I just rewind fast forward to see if I can get this to fix. But yeah, no, you're definitely right. I think that is probably the objective of the Sunder here. We'll see if it pays off. Because definitely getting that kill before the Athena ult can go off is huge. Let's see. Will we get stasis mode again, or are we good? No, we are not. Lovely. It's funny because it actually records the stasis mode as something I can fast forward through. Hmm. Iris, fix your game, bro. Come on. Can't hype up Season 8 and then do this to us, man.
Low res.
Low res. Unfortunate. I apologize to all the viewers. We are trying our best, but unfortunately it seems that High Res was not with us today for this one.
all 3 kills in West Virginia resides on the Hubwa.
That is very true. The boss still does have a level on Persephone as well. Um, yeah. Again, from what I saw last game, I definitely think the Hibwa, or C. Newman, the player on Hibwa, does have the potential to make some good plays, and Hibwa is definitely a scary god to have kills on. We seen him go do more over Ratatouille. What do you think about that, actually?
A movement speed's huge on Hubwa. You need on a close range mage. You need to get in, and get out.
That's true. Um, I don't know. I feel like Tahuti's just such. It feels so good on him right now, being able to, like, if they're under half health, they just die to his ultimate on pretty much any squishy on Madison's team. But I guess that movement speed is more important, and then he's going into a divine probably here.
You can restart the game.
Um, wait, what? You want me to just restart this night?
Game. Yeah, they're done already.
They are? Bruh.
Yeah.
Can I not spectate it then anymore? Or are they going into game 3 now, or what's happening?
I don't know.
Huh.
They're done. They dragged me into it. I mean, they're done.
They're totally... Bruh. This is frustrating. Well, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do about this. I guess the issue is if I restart the game, I can only I guess I can spectate it through the code, but okay, bear with me. I'm just gonna restart the game, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. And I guess if they go into a new game, we'll just hope that goes better. But yeah,
You can use. You can here. I'll give you the match ID.
yeah, I guess we can just go through the match idea and do it that way. And hopefully there will be some players online still to do a post game interview. But yeah, so sorry. I don't know what to do about that. Yeah, that sucks. Uh, all right, I'm rebooting Smite real quick. Oh no, people will see my username. I'm gonna get sniped. Hate it. But yeah, that why high res be doing this? I was so excited to watch this game in live time, and it just didn't happen.
Here, I posted on the chat.
Uh, get Zach.
And
We could get one of if they're done. Not going into a game 3, we could get one of them to commentate on the plays with us. That could be kind of fun. If any of the UW Madison Cardinal boys are interested, if they do win, that is of course.
Well, I posted the match ID on the B team chat.
Sick. All right. Give me a second. Sorry, I have a bunch of. I am getting a lot of Discord messages, and it is very overwhelming because I can't see any of them when I'm in streamer mode.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Like I'm getting added by several people. All right, but again, let's see. Yeah, I guess we can get back into it. So slash replay, then just match ID, right? Do you know the player time?
No, but
I think it was about 12, if I remember correct.
I'll just start it there. Alright. We can always fast forward.
Well, sorry about this. One way or another, we will get this game to you, but might take a minute, but we will get it. Now I have to go through and do this again. Alright. Point. There we go. And let's by fast forwarding and see what we can get to. Aw, don't tell me you're not gonna let me fast forward.
Minions have spawned.
Oh, Bo, turn on your stream. I have no idea where you're at.
Oh, okay, sorry. It's not letting me fast forward right now, which is, not sure why. Sorry, let me start my stream. There never can just not be technical issues, can there? It never can just work, huh?
Yeah, Smite, man. What can you
It
do?
do be smite. Love the game. Hate the issues. Is there really no way to... This is a replay! Come on, let me fast forward.
Wait, can you... Is it just stuck like this?
I'm just not able to hit the...
Oh.
You see? Like...
Wait, I saw it go to ×4.
No, I know, I'm able to put it up to, like, a high times, and then it just bounces back to 1.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
I could just restart it once more, try not changing names, just fast forward, do it as bland as possible, make everything work. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to sit through 12 more minutes to get to actual new gameplay.
Oh, you can do it ×2, I think.
It was
It'll
not.
work
No,
in
I hit
×2.
×2 and it would just go back to ×1.
Hmm.
It literally would not let me skip ahead.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
we'll try once more, see if we can actually get in there. But I'm not
yeah, give it
gonna.
one more shot. They're saying you can use it. You can do it in ×2.
Really, I don't
Yeah.
know why I wasn't able to do it. Thank you, Fothway, for the Twitch Prime sub. You're saying we can power through. We'll see. I'm just gonna see. Try and. Let's just put it on ×2. See if it lets me save. So yeah, put it on ×2 and it just goes back to ×1.
That is annoying.
It sure is. The skip ahead button also does not seem to want to work, so yeah, not what I'd call ideal by any means. It just seems like everything is broken and sucks. You know what? Letting me fast forward for a little while here and there, so we'll try and get us caught up as quickly as we can. And go from there, I guess. I don't know, man.
Alright, yeah. Just let it load for a little bit and you should be able to fast forward.
Okay, is it just like buffering the replay?
I
Okay.
think so, yes.
That would make a lot of sense, actually. You know, for being a computer engineering student, I probably should have figured that out myself, but understanding how buffering system works, but you know,
Don't worry too much about it.
sometimes we don't be thinking. On the bright side, it saved the game state for me, so I don't have to do that again. I'll give it to like 1 minute, 1 minute 30 and see what happens. I guess we can check out like some of the kills we missed. Like there was the kill on the Sun Wukong and
There was the solo kill in mid.
Oh yeah, the solo kill.
Then,
I want to see that.
It went mid, and then it went mid, duel, and then solo.
I think it went mid solo duo actually, if I remember correctly.
Oh, did it? I think yeah, because I know Zach got soloed, and then Gator got a kill, and then Fish got a kill.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you might be right because there was the no, you're right. Alright. Let's try and get to those kills real quick so we can check that out. Yeah, again, so sorry for the inconvenience. Hopefully next time we try and do this, we won't have these sort of issues, but, no promises. As much as we all love Smite, at the end of the day, it does have its glitches, and it does have its server issues, so, trying our best, but... Yeah, just taking a bit to buffer, I see.
Yep.
I think the first kill on red happened at like 4 minutes, right? If I remember correctly. Somewhere around there.
Sometime around there. Yeah.
But I mean, on the bright side, no more stasis mode, so we got that going for us. But yeah. I guess I can also change the ordering.
Oh, here it comes.
Is it right here? Yeah, Persephone
So
starts red.
Hebo came back from base.
Okay, that's what happened.
And Zach just wasn't ready.
Yeah, Zach wasn't planning on taking that fight, I guess, because Hippo back. He does get the red buff. He goes for the back. He dies off of this? Was he in shock? The 3 didn't even land. Wow.
And then go right to duel?
Yep. Yeah, so Nem's just waiting here, waiting for the Sun Wukong to go to
duel.
Oh, you're right, duel.
Duel
My
lane,
bad.
duel lane.
Oh, that
And
just
looks like Gator just got the last hit.
Yeah. It looked like Athena was just trying to box there, got a little too greedy, fighting into them, and got caught out. And then Sun Wukong got caught for going to the blue. Interesting.
Oh, see if you can speed up the times now. Perfect.
Alright.
Oh, never mind.
We sped up a little bit. But interesting. Did Zach jump there on that kill in red? Because couldn't he have just jumped over like something?
Oh, you can. I don't think you can jump over the red buff wall.
Too short, but yeah, Athena dies there to Heart Bomb. Saw that one the first time. The score for the series right now is 0-1 in UW Madison's favor. This is the second game. And yeah, we were about at 12 minutes when we had to restart due to a bunch of issues. We'll try and get back there as quick as we can. And just highlight any plays. Ooh, I do want to see the solo kill here, actually. Because we missed that last time. I kind of forgot Riram got this. Because the Sun Wukong didn't even get ult off. Yeah, so Guan Yu dashed on him. Sun Wukong has ult by now. Oh, Sun Wukong just got caught in the minions. And he didn't think the damage would be enough. Didn't even go into ult. That's unfortunate.
He was also out of mana.
Oh, was he in? Was I just on? Okay, yeah, he was in. So just stayed out too long, got cut out. I gotta pay more attention to that sort of stuff. But yeah, that is why is the Nesha? Oh god, did I screw everything up? I probably did by rewinding for that. Oh, damn it. If I go into, like, Neja, can I fix that? No. Bruh. I hate Smite Spectator. Man, come on. Where are my health bars? Alright. Well, I guess for the moment we'll just have to go from the side house. I don't know, man. Honestly, like, this is aggravating. It's like, I really don't want to restart again, but not having the health bars is so bad. Yeah. The normal toggle button for it isn't even working, so... Oh well. Seems like nothing can just work nicely, but... Leo, do you think it's worth restarting to get the health bars back, or do we just let it be?
I just leave it. We can at the end of the time. I think it ends at 22 minutes.
Okay.
And we can just use the health bars on the left and right.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of over the Smite Spectator right now. If it's not one issue, it's gonna be another. So...
Yeah.
It is on me for wanting to see Riram solo kill, so I hope that was worth it for you, Riram. Because I knew there was a chance that Rewind could mess it up, but I was like, oh, I want to see Rerum pop off. Yeah, that's it's not my fault. It's Rerum's fault. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. There you go.
That's my story. I am sticking to it.
Yeah, it is funny how only like the mid lane right now doesn't have health bars.
I know,
Still
right?
see
The
health bars
Silence
over
have
there.
it, but
Yeah, that's interesting.
did not tell you why.
The bugs of Smite.
Yeah. I wonder what sort of spaghetti code makes this happen. I'm gonna be honest, I could not tell you.
I'm not a computer student myself. Can't tell you.
Whatever it is, I would have to imagine it's probably pretty dumb, and Hyris just didn't care enough to look at it, because this has been a problem for a while as well. Like, this existed back in season 7, I know, so... Yeah, here was the time we had beads and almost died. Yep. Alright. Here was where the Scorpion went down.
The funny thing is, I couldn't even see Emoji next to the Scorpion.
I know, right?
So I had no idea what was tanking.
It's frustrating. Here was the Neja ult. Here's the huge ult.
Here you see the huge Emojo ult that
saves. Cut off. However, Hibot, I think he hit Emojo with that. Managed to hit the kill here.
And then Hubba also kills the Persephone.
You're saying that he could have just ulted.
Okay, he dashed right here, so theoretically, I think Hubba could have ulted her right away.
I think he could have
probably that far into fountain.
Yeah, there was the big shell. We saw a blink from Nem. Nem almost died there. Like, that was so close. I mean, Persephone got the kill either way, I think, but...
There was a way where Hubba went 4-0 there.
Yeah, and then Venom got the solo kill there. I forgot about that. Alright. Fast forward a little bit more. I think we see Gold Fury play soon as well, so... But yeah. Very upsetting that, Iris did this to us. Can't believe it, yeah. But yeah, should be moving forward steadily now, hopefully, and we should be getting to the point where we're close to being caught up. I believe there's just this fight at gold, and then we'll be pretty much up to speed. I don't think any more kills happen until that fight at gold as well. And no kill on the Hibba there. Got half health, but... just forcing him off, and here's the gold fight.
If I must.
And there we go. I didn't actually notice, it was the Persephone ult that walled them off earlier. Yamoja beads the Netja ult, got chased down here, and then nice ult from Cupid to prevent pursuit from the Hibba.
Right.
Now that is what we call a zoning ult. That is
Brandon.
A good zoning ult at Brandon.
Brandon.
Not trying to call any names here, and this is about where we were. So, alright.
Yep, another big Emoji ult here.
Yep. Able to wall both of them in, and it doesn't look like anything will come of it, though, outside of just pressuring them off. We do see a ping on the Wukong mid. Wukong did rotate over. They might be looking for some pressure mid lane here, because otherwise Wukong's just losing more farm to the on you.
Wukong is so far behind right now.
Yeah.
He might as well go for the fences, right?
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I remember FSHU did something similar where their solo laner got so far behind that they just chose to randomly gank mid, hoping for the best, and it almost worked for them actually.
I mean, yeah, if you do manage to get a kill there and put your team ahead, then it is doing more for your team than just sitting in lane and getting farm. But it's like, if you don't manage to get that kill, you're only getting further behind. which,
Risk and reward, man.
yeah, that's true. But it's definitely scary. Especially into Guan Yu, someone who benefits so much. Like, I'd say Guan Yu being ahead is definitely pretty scary, because he can just walk at people and not get punished. Neja does come to alleviate some of the pressure here. Wukong into ult. Guan Yu does have that cavalry charge, though, to get him out of danger. And Athena
and
ult.
Athena came as well.
But not anything to be found.
Guan Yu was just too safe.
You do see that Apollo has to ult away from the pressure from Venom. Did Venom ult? Venom did ult towards that, I see. Oh, and we see some traits.
And is Venom gonna...
away? Oh, misses the heart bomb, though. Apollo dashes in.
And Venom
got solo killed.
Venom gets soloed.
Can't believe this.
And
I'm telling you, that
Zac, okay, Zac missed his ult.
Yeah. I mean, no, Zac caught Hebwa Athena there, did he not?
Oh, he hit. You would assume he would just shoot it at Athena, but...
No, he was shooting it at the wall to confirm it popping, I think. But he still does go down. We see Fisher here now on the Nemesis, going on Athena, switching targets to the Hebwa, and he does pick up the double. It's so goofy not seeing their health bars.
I actually can't tell Fish. Fish looks like a fucking minion.
I know, right? Like, without the health bars, they're so small.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a 2 for 2, I believe. Or, no, it was a 2 for 1, and then Venom got solo kill. So that's definitely good for West Virginia University to get back into it. However, off of that double kill from Fisher, they do get to go for Pyro and have that right side of the map dominated.
Ball, press O for a second. Press O.
No, I know, I've tried. O is the normal health bar toggle, but it just turns the ones that are on off.
Gotcha.
I did try.
Gotcha. Say smite bugs.
I love that I can see minions.
I just enjoy watching Fish just walk in there and like merge himself with the minions.
I didn't even notice he killed Neja because I didn't know Neja was there.
I had no idea what was hitting them.
Same. Like, he killed Neja, I did not see it. I didn't see
Maybe we should just count ourselves lucky that Cupid's not the one without the health bar.
Yeah.
Good luck finding him.
Yeah, no.
He's actually small.
He's literally just smaller than the big minion. Like, alright. Anyways, jokes aside, it does look like now the next big objective on the table will probably be this Oni theory. And with this Oni theory, then that can set up very nicely into Fire Giant here. So, should be good for either team if they are able to secure it. Madison right now does have a 4K gold lead off of just winning these team fights thus far. So, again, the Nemesis and the Emoja pick have both been doing very well right now, and Riram on the Guan Yu has been able to continue that lane pressure. So, just out of that, if we look at like the gold per minute, I'm assuming that's where the lead is. Actually, Cupid with the top gold, despite getting solo killed there. So, but yeah, off the Guan Yu, off the Nemesis, we do see pretty significant leads. And it does look like UW-Madison are looking at this Oni theory with Emoja and Cupid over there, and Nemesis and Persephone following. Alright. I believe all the ward vision right now is on UW-Madison side for that theory as well, so definitely favorable for them.
Definitely much safer for Madison.
Yeah. They could even potentially sneak it if West Virginia University isn't careful. However, it does look like
it does have four on the left side of the map, whereas Fish and Riram are still solo.
Yeah, it looks like Madison is contented not taking that fight quite yet. I mean, their camps just came up trying to spend some of that gold they have prior to that fight, getting all their backs in. It's not unreasonable, especially since they do have a ward on it, so they don't really need to worry about West Virginia trying to burst it.
What has Neja bought?
I'm interested
in this game yet? Because he's lower in gold than Gator.
You're right, yeah. We see Warrior Taba Jotun Winged Blade.
So he's looking to more be a supportive character than anyone to do actual.
Yeah. You see, Gold Fury brought pulled Guan Yu teleport in, zoning out the Hibba. Hibba wing pass, but huge emotional ult stops the steal. I'm pretty sure that Hibba would have gotten that steal without the emoji ult. You see, Guan Yu gets run down, does get taken out. Neja trying to get out as well as Apollo. Athena is ulting in to the Apollo.
There is. All 5 are in left. Now
Yeah.
Wukong is pushing right here, so if they don't get 2 towers off this, Wukong does benefit heavily from this.
Fishy got the kill on Apollo there. Yeah, no, Wukong does catch up here, but it's like they're still able to push all the way down, pick up this tier 2, and then look at Fire because they still have Oni waves in mid and left pushing. So, still a very dangerous situation for West Virginia.
Do you think they defend Phoenix here?
Is Madison going for it? Yeah, Madison just goes.
Yeah,
I don't think. I think they do a soft defense, try and poke him out, but I don't think they can afford to do anything significant. It really doesn't look like a 5v2. It looks like a 2v1.
Dubois back up.
Dubois is back up. They dive to Guan Yu, but Sun Wukong gets picked out. He didn't go into ult again. Didn't manage to get the ult off in time. Did Sunder go down? No, Sunder was down earlier.
No, Sunder was down. Wait, yeah, Sunder was down for a bit.
Yeah, I remember they just had enough damage to burst him down like that. They do not pick up Phoenix with the rest of West Virginia's team being up, but they are now very significantly ahead, getting those towers. 7,500 gold with 10,000 XP, and they aren't even hitting level 20 yet, so that XP lead is still meaningful. We go straight to Pyromancer here, get a ward up on the fire, and are looking to back and spend that gold, it seems. Will be the call. So, with that, there's not a whole lot left on the map for West Virginia to do right now. Their back left buffs were all invaded. They have left lane pushed up now, which is good. Keeps that Phoenix a little bit safer. But yeah, it's definitely a scary spot for them. Especially considering how far behind they are. To get back in the game at this point, they really do need to pull off like a Fire Giant steal, because I don't think they can contest a 5v5 at this point at all. Yamoja has more gold than half the team as well, which is like not a very good sign.
It's never a good sign.
Yeah.
Football has fallen significantly behind the purse now, so...
That as well. I mean, this past few fights, he just hasn't been able to get any kills off. He's been getting... from what I've seen, the target selection of UW-Madison has been calling diving the Hibba very heavily. They've been focusing him at the beginning of each fight, which makes sense. He's proven to be a threat, and he is a lot of damage output on their team. Like, since Sun Wukong is behind, he's not going to be dealing damage, so you only really have Hibba and Apollo to output it, because Neja's damage is pretty single target as well.
You see the 4 blanks picked up second relic for Virginia.
Yeah, I take that to be knowing they're behind. They have to have some crazy engage that UW-Madison isn't expecting. Because I mean, I don't feel like each of them can use Blink, but I don't feel like it's necessary on all of them. I really don't like no Phantom Veil pickup on them. Hibba getting targeted here, all of them are off Fire Giant. Hibba stunned out, getting focused, and Hibba does go down, giving Fishy another double kill. Apollo's going to be picked up here as well, not being able to get out, and that's a 5 for none. Yeah, taking that 5v5 just couldn't be done. UW-Madison at that point are too far ahead, and with that, they can just run it down right side and go for game. But yeah.
Well, valiant effort by Virginia, but it seems like the picks are just too strong at Madison's side.
Yeah, for sure. It was a very good attempt, but at the end of the day, the meta picks are meta for a reason. And with that, we will see Game 2 go the way of UW-Madison, and that will be it. with that, if there's any players from UW-Madison still around, if you want to hop into the chat for a very delayed post-game interview, feel free to stop on by. But yeah, with that, that set will go 2-0 to UW-Madison, and they will be progressing in this bracket. So,
Oh, it's Grizz.
hello, Grizz. Just the
Grizz.
UW-Madison Cardinal player we were looking for. Let's go.
I've arrived.
Here, let me message them.
Dude, what happened?
Hi, what's
Madison
happening?
1-2-0. Or do you mean like what happened in the chat? What happened during the
I
stream?
was watching and like it just kept you were in stasis mode for like
yeah.
days.
I don't know.
Hyrus happened
Nightmare.
is the answer.
Rip.
Yeah, unfortunate, but there we go. Now we have the classic collision venom. Welcome. Glad you could join.
Hello.
Appears we had some technical difficulties for game 2.
Just a little
But-
bit.
Thanks for getting the stream done one way or another.
We worked through it. You know, low res, it do be like that sometimes, but
Yeah.
how did you guys feel about that set?
We felt pretty good. We felt really confident in picks and bans. We kind of got everything we wanted in both games and gave up things we were willing to give up. And we played around. Our game 1 was a really slow burn, but we played around our power spikes really well, and we had a 5-on-4 at that gold. That
Yeah.
blew the game open. And then game 2, we had just kind of side lane pressure with kills happening with side lanes.
100%.
And I died a few times, but besides my death with that red buff, every time I died or someone died, we were usually coming out on the head, and we kind of had a gold lead. So
Yep,
yeah,
for sure.
we felt pretty good about both games.
I do have one question. Picks and ban game 1, you guys set 3. That's something I normally don't see. What was the thought process behind that?
Yo, can I get in
Yo.
here?
Yeah, do you want to take this one?
Yo, listen, man. We did our research, okay? We got on their Smite girls, bro. We were looking at their games. We were looking at everything they were doing, and we were like, yo, these guys never play set, and they always ban set. So we weren't scared about it, and we let it through, and it worked out.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We also felt going into it I won't say we picked gods that we felt confident into set with as well. So it was just a pick we were willing to give up. So yeah.
Fair enough.
In this particular set, yeah.
And then the other thing was game 2, we were talking about it, Leo and I, and we kind of were just looking at your draft and that's Madison's pretty much dream draft. They got everything they wanted save maybe Kukulane over Guan Yu. So
Yeah, we just had a ton of meta picks. We saw they were going, they had Apollo Athena if they wanted to play really aggro.
Yeah.
Kibo early in lane, it allowed me I could beat Kibo early in lane, but they had a really good kill comp. So we basically just thought we had to wither it a bit, get to a team in a 5-on-5 team fight. You just kind of look at those 5 gods, and that's a little bit rough. So when we had that sideline pressure, we were already feeling good about the game.
For sure. The other notable thing that I saw that game is that the emotional walls came in clutch several times, especially they didn't pick up a Phantom Veil at all. So Gator 108 was able to put in a lot of work with that, both walling off a Hibwa ult from getting a Gold Fury, as well as just managing to secure several kills. So that pick had value. So
yeah, that's just a pick that we know Gator has. In game 1, that god wasn't really contested at all. But game 2, it fit our comp a lot better, and we noticed that too. That it was really good into a lot of their picks. So when we got that second phase, that felt really strong.
Definitely. So with that, you guys progressed through the bracket, correct? If I understand.
Yes, we were on to the semis, top 4.
Do you know who you're playing against yet, or is that yet to be announced?
Do we know Venom?
There's a bracket in AVGL, which according to that, it's between CSUN and UA, I believe.
All right,
I
so you guys will be
believe-
playing CSUN next.
Yeah, I believe CSUN won. I saw that in the Discord.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're playing CSUN then.
Okay.
Alright, have fun.
Who are the number 1 seed. We've played them in a scrim before. I'm not going to touch on that too much, but we know a lot of them, and we'll see. They could be some good games, but they're a really strong team.
definitely should be fun games to watch. The other thing to note is that coming into this set, West Virginia University did have an undefeated record, so you guys did manage to topple that, which is also pretty impressive. So, congrats on that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, do you want to touch on how we felt about that, Venom?
Yeah, I mean, their group was a big question mark. We didn't really know any of the teams there, so we literally had no idea how strong they would be, but they were pretty strong, and we ended up taking the win. Feels good. Top 4. Feels good.
Yeah, we had some knowledge on other teams, and we felt like they'd be a strong team, but we also felt like we got prepared with our group. We felt we were in one of the stronger groups out of the 4, so we just kind of went in with knowing our ability, and just felt pretty confident. So.
Yep. Well, that's definitely good to hear, especially moving into the semifinals. Having confidence in you and your team play is very good. So, definitely exciting, and hopefully when that next game does come, I will probably be streaming it again. Hopefully we will not have any issues for that one.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't have some technical issues. But thanks for getting this stream done and
50 people
commentating one another. Yeah,
no,
50 people
we hit
at
50.
one point.
That was hype. It was during.
Thanks to everyone who showed up. I don't know who's all here from what schools and stuff, but
thank you so much.
It's just kind of cool to see.
It definitely was cool.
So.
All right. Well, we look forward to see you play Season next week.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Should be fun to watch. Thank you so much, Zach and Venom, for joining me. And
And that will be it.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks.
I think we're gonna close out the stream. So thank you so much for joining me. So sorry for all the technical issues. We will. It's when's the next game? Is it next weekend?
Next Saturday, yeah.
All right. Well, the next game should be next Saturday, same time at 7. So feel free to stop on by then. We should be streaming it. And thank you so much for joining me. See y'all.